Good afternoon. The respected Honorable Dato Shri Najib Tun Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia, respected Honorable Shri, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India, respected ministers, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Times of India Group and the Economic Times, it's my honor and privilege to extend to you all a very warm welcome to the Asian Business Leaders Conclave. Our special thanks to the esteemed chief guests, the Honorable Malaysian Prime Minister and the Honorable Indian Prime Minister, for extending their support towards making this conclave a grand success. It's the inaugural edition of this very important initiative, and the encouraging participation from across Asia strengthens our confidence that we have taken the right first step towards creating a platform that can help achieve the dream of a boundaryless Asia. At the outset, I believe that the timing for this conclave couldn't have been better. We are witnessing an important economic phenomenon of Asia emerging from the shadows of the West to develop and sustain itself as a significant economic entity, which the entire world and the globe is looking up to. The unification and cooperation which we have seen in the last decade in an otherwise highly volatile trade and business environment makes Asia as the next cornerstone of trade in the world. From the Middle East to the Indian subcontinent, to Southeast Asia and the People's Republic of China, economic cooperation and trade amongst Asian nations is arguably at its highest levels in history. And it is the multilateral cooperation amongst the nations that has paved the way for business leaders to navigate any political and socio-cultural differences to build Asia as one of the most sought-after business destinations. With the region slowly cementing its positions as one of the most lucrative destinations to set up new businesses and establishing itself as the gateway to major economies of the region, there is a renewed business interest from across the world to make their presence felt here. When we looked at countries beyond India to host the inaugural edition of the Asian Business Leaders Conclave, Malaysia came out as the preferred destination because it is at the cusp of one of the most radical transformations in its history. The changes are evident in political, public, and more importantly on the business front, with Malaysia ramping up its efforts to achieve the Vision 2020. It is strategically located in the heart of Southeast Asia, offering a cost-competitive location for investors intending to set up offshore operations. From manufacturing to distribution to technical expertise in the services sector, the country offers opportunities and capabilities across the value chain. Whether the investors want to utilize Malaysia as their target market or as a regional gateway, the country has been very successful in creating a conducive business environment for businesses to thrive. As an organization that comes from India, I can truly vouch for the optimistic state of affairs in our nation and the tremendous efforts taken by the present leadership to energize the economy. We see great strides undertaken to boost the ease of doing business as well as encouraging Indian businesses to look beyond. Additionally, the Malaysia-India connection is something a few can afford to ignore. India's Look East policy, coupled with transformation happening in Malaysia, certainly opens up avenues to further energize and elevate the already strong trade partnership between our two nations. The recent interactions between the two great leaders present here today cement the intention of coming together to make a strong impact on the region. The conclave, in its first edition, aims at bringing together business leaders from across Asia to deliberate and discuss key agendas and challenges faced in navigating the business boundary across the regions. I encourage you all to leverage this conclave as a business platform for advancing our collective business needs to make Asia a thriving region for trade and commerce in the world. In conclusion, I wish you every success in your deliberations and a very successful conclave. Before I step down, I would once again like to thank our esteemed chief guests for taking time out for their extremely busy schedules and providing us with the encouragement for this very important initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak Lamba, for setting the tone and note for today's conclave. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to invite our chief guest all the way from India, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, to kindly deliver this special address.
His Excellency Dato Sri Mohammad Najib ji, Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia, members of the management of Economic Times, business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to jointly inaugurate the Economic Times Asian Business Leaders Conclave 2016 with His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. The fact that the Economic Times has chosen Kuala Lumpur as the venue for this conclave proves the importance of Malaysia as a commercial and business destination. My best wishes for the conclave. Friends, under the leadership of His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Malaysia is moving towards its goal of achieving developed country status by 2020. It has also shown resilience in coping with the global economic situation. The timeless ties between India and Malaysia are reinforced by the presence of a large Indian community. The recent symbol of our historic links is the Toran Gate in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, which connects two great nations and two great cultures. In recent times, we have forged a strategic partnership. My visit to Malaysia in November last year served to reinforce this strategic engagement across a range of areas. Close relations with Malaysia are integral to the success of our Act East policy. India's initiatives, including a project development fund and line of credit, have given a huge flip to India-ASEAN cooperation. Friends, the leaders of ASEAN countries have led effort for better integration among the countries of the region. These initiatives to bring the business leaders of Asia together is therefore very, very timely. I've said on many occasions that the 21st century is the century of Asia. Asia, where there are hands to work, homes to consume, and heads have the humility to learn. Despite unfavorable and uncertain global economic environment, the growth prospects of the Asian region have been a ray of hope remain bright. Friends, India is currently witnessing an economic transformation. It is not only one of the fastest growing large economies in the world, it is also marked by initiatives centered around ease of doing business, making governance transparent and efficient, reducing regulatory overburden, presently cleaning the system from black money and corruption is very, very high on my agenda. This goes closely after digitization and introduction of GST. The outcomes of our efforts are visible from India's global rankings on various indicators. India's rank has gone up in World Bank's Doing Business report. We are fast closing the gap between business practices in India and the best in the world. We are ranked third in the list of top prospective host economies for 2016-18 in the World Investment Report 2016 released by UNCTAD. Our rank improved by 32 positions in World Economic Forum's Global Competitiveness Report 2015-16 and 2016-17. We improved 16 places in Global Innovation Index 2016 and 19 positions in the World Bank's Logistics Performance Index of 2016. We have opened up new sectors for FDI and enhanced